Hello friends and family of YouTube, it's Travis again with Just Keep Walking. And today's video is a little bit different. I'm not actually on a hiking trail. Instead, I'm going to show you all of the trails between the Townsend Wye up to Cades Cove in order by location. There's actually 14, which I didn't realize there was that many until I started making a list. I guess that explains why I'm in this area so much, because of just the variety of hiking trails that are available. So let's go ahead and get started, and I'll show you each of those trails as they come in order. So normally when I give directions, I will tell you that if you're driving from the Maryville-Alcoa area, you'll pass through the city of Townsend. You'll come up to the Townsend Wye, and then either make a left going towards Gatlinburg or a right going towards Cades Cove. But today our first stop is actually here at the Townsend Wye. Alright, so the first stop here is actually at the Townsend Wye. And you can miss it very easily if you're not paying attention, but it is Chestnut Top Trail. It's 4.3 miles up to Schoolhouse Gap, so that's 8.6 miles round trip. So after the first stop at Chestnut Top Trail, you're gonna make a right here at the Townsend Wye, go towards Cades Cove. You're gonna make a left here going towards the Tremont Institute. And I'm actually going to film the entire driving route this time so that you can see like what it looks like and how long it takes to get to each of these trails. Normally I'll edit this out, and you can fast forward through it, but I thought it would give you a better idea of how long it'll take to get there and kind of what to be looking for. So hopefully this will be beneficial. so when you get to this point, you've got 5 trails to choose from. We're gonna start here on the right. I'll show you what this looks like. Alright, so second on the list is West Prong Trail. And as you can see, it's 2.7 miles over to Bote Mountain. So that's going to be 5.4 miles round trip. That trail actually also goes through campsite 18, which is probably one of the best campsites that I've seen so far on any of the hiking trails. Alright, so we're pulling back out of here from West Prong. Now when we get up here, if you continue to go straight, that will take you up to Middle Prong. So there's actually 2 trails up there. There's the Thunderhead Prong Quiet Walkway. That is about 1.3 miles round trip. And then there is Middle Prong itself. You can hike it just about as far as you want. I typically go all the way up to Indian Flats Falls. So that's about 7.8 miles round trip. And then that is a gravel road, by the way. As soon as you go up a little farther, it turns into a gravel road. So don't let that scare you. But we're gonna make a left here back towards the Tremont Nature Institute and go across this bridge. And you can park here on the right. There's other parking on the left. You'll follow the gravel pathway up to the main trail. And at that point, you can decide to hike either Buckeye Trail over to Spruce Flats Falls. That is approximately 1.6 miles round trip, which is probably my favorite hike out of all of them. And then you also have the option on the left to go Lumber Ridge Trail. That is 8.2 miles round trip, and that intersects with Meigs Creek and Curry Mountain trails. So that is 5 hiking trails up near the Tremont area. So we're back down here to the main road again, where we originally turned off. And we're gonna make a left, and be very careful right here. There is a lot of traffic as it gets later in the day, and that would be a very difficult turn to make safely. right, so next on the list is Bote Mountain. And I would not recommend this maneuver and parking this direction. I go on up here to the next stop, turn around and come back. So that way when you get ready to leave, you're headed in the correct direction, because the traffic is gonna pick up and this will be a tough maneuver to make later on in the day. But for consistency of the video, I wanted to show you these in order without having to turn around. So let me show you this real quick. All right, so there's parking here for maybe 2 vehicles at most. And then Bote Mountain. So we were at West Prong just a little while ago. That does intersect. It's 1.2 miles there. You take this all the way up to Appalachian Trail and back. That is going to be 13.2 miles round trip. So that's a haul. I have not hiked this straight up and back. That is on my list. I've hit each section of the trail, but just not from the start to the Appalachian Trail and back. But as you'll notice, we get up here a little farther, there are some additional trails that connect with Bote Mountain, and I'll show you those. And if you can see it, there's a granddaddy longleg just hanging out. But anyway, let's go up here to the next trail on the list. Make a right here into the parking area, and as you can see, there is quite a bit of parking. So this is one of the nicer trailheads. All right, so this is Schoolhouse Gap Trail. I typically hike this up to White Oak Sinks, which is about 4.7 miles round trip, but as you can see, Schoolhouse Gap is 2.2. It goes up to Scott Mountain, and then you can turn around. Scott Mountain is closed. It does intersect with Chestnut Top Trail. That's the first trail that we looked at this morning. But again, I typically take this up to White Oak Sinks, 4.7 miles round trip. So this is one of my favorite spots just because there are 4 trails right here together. All right, here on the right, we have Turkey Pen Ridge, which is actually 7.2 miles round trip. It intersects with Schoolhouse Gap Trail. And then we have Crip Gap Trail. It's actually going to be 3.9 miles round trip up to Anthony Creek and back. All right, and over to the left, we have the other 2 trails. So this is Cades Cove Trail. It is 1.8 miles up to Bote Mountain, or a total of 3.6 round trip. All right, and just down from Cades Cove Trail is actually Finley Cane. So it's 2.8 miles up to Bote Mountain. That'll be a total of 5.6 round trip. Or if you choose, you can take Finley Cane, Bote Mountain, and back down Cades Cove. That makes about a 7-mile loop. I actually go the opposite way. I'll go Cades Cove first up to Bote Mountain and then come down Finley Cane. It just makes that for a little bit easier hike. But again, the loop would be a total of about 7 miles. So directly in front of us is the entrance to Cades Cove, but before we go there, we're gonna make a left. We need to make a left here as well for the next trail, but I do want to drive down through here and show you a couple things real quick in case you're not familiar with the area. So on the right is additional parking in case the main parking lot up there is full, and it will be full very soon, if not already. On your right here is the exit to Cades Cove. Here on your right is the ranger station plus the check-in for the campground area here. But what I wanted to really show you, and I'm going to circle around through the parking lot, give you a better idea. So there is plenty of parking here. But here is the campground store. So they've got a souvenir shop. You can rent bicycles here. They don't have them out right now because it's still early in the morning. But they also have a little cafe in there, a little deli where you can get sandwiches and things. But the main piece of this is they have a soft serve ice cream machine that is absolutely unbelievable, like highly recommended. So if you come up in this area, if nothing else, stop here at the store and get a soft serve ice cream. So now we're headed back up here to where we should have went in the first place. I'm giving you the long tour today, so apologize for that. So that would be where we would, on the left, where you would exit Cades Cove. That's an 11-mile loop. So this is where we were just a minute ago, and we should have turned in here. This is the Cades Cove picnic area, which is an awesome place to come visit. So you want to stay to the right. This actually makes a loop. So they have plenty of picnic tables here. You're right by the river. It's a good place to pull over and enjoy yourself. Make sure to bring a lunch. Lots of parking through here as well. So the trailhead is actually here on the right. We'll come back to that in just a second. Let's park and get situated so I can show you that real quick. Alright, so this is Anthony Creek Trail. It is 3.5 miles up to Bote Mountain, so 7 miles round trip, but that is another good option to take if you're looking for a trail to hike. Headed out of the picnic area. I'm going to go to the right. And normally I would take a right to go back home, but we're going to make one more stop here, so we need to make a left going towards Cades Cove, and that can be a difficult turn at times just due to the high volume of traffic. It's about 8:25 in the morning, and there is already quite a bit of traffic headed up here to Cades Cove. So quite a few parking spaces up here. They also have the kiosk where you can get parking permits, temporary parking permits. We're gonna pull over here real quick. This is closest to the trail as we can get. So technically this last trail is in Cades Cove, but since you have to park here on the outside of the entrance, I'm still gonna count this one. Let me show you where the trailhead is for this last one. All right, so it starts right here. This is the Rich Mountain, Indian Grave Gap, Crooked Arm loop. So all in all, it's about a 8.4 mile loop to get back here where you started. Fairly rugged trail, but that is the last one before you enter into Cades Cove. All right, so that was a list of all of the hiking trails between the Townsend Wye and Cades Cove, 14 in total. The fact that there's that many trails within probably, I don't know, 30 minutes of each other is impressive. But hopefully you found that informative, and hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit the like button. I'd also go ahead and ask that you hit the subscribe button. Doesn't cost anything. It'll just give you a notification the next time I publish another video. But until next time, just keep walking.